I'm just thinking it would almost take like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or someone that America has a identification with.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Magic came out and said he had HIV, that the awareness was just, it was so impactful because people all of a sudden felt like, oh my God, I know that guy. I mean, with the links to ALS now, I think if it affected someone that they felt personal tie to.
Yeah, if we had a very, very, very high profile player who came down with some kind of football related impairment, that would be somebody who was not seen as being crazy, reckless, Peyton Manning would be, hope it doesn't happen, but, compare this to, for example, feelings about gay marriage, right? So 10 years ago, most of the country, overwhelming majority of the country, was opposed to gay marriage, and that opposition was strongest in conservative areas of the South, right? If you look at the numbers, just in the last 3 or 4 years, the acceptability of gay marriage is just like shot up, and it's a generational thing. Generation below certain, 30 or whatever it is, didn't care, it just doesn't even register for them, right? They just shrug. And that thing is that issue, which was one of the central issues in the 2004 presidential campaign. It will never be a presidential campaign issue again, right? It's over. Happened really fast, right? Something if you talked to people in 2004 about gay marriage, they would have said, we will be fighting about this for a generation. Nonsense. We were fighting about it for 2 more years. It's gone, right? Gays in the military, right? Now we're talking about just letting them in. Right? This was unthinkable back in the Clinton era. He nearly went down over this issue, right? 10 years ago. Like, people always dramatically underestimate the pace at which people change their minds about even the most, are you trying to tell me that football is more entrenched in the American consciousness than attitudes about homosexuality? No way. Football's a game. Homosexuality is something that touched on some of the most deepest and profound issues of people's religiosity, people's sexuality, people's everything, about family, about infinitely more entrenched in the American psyche than a game. And what happened to that issue? Boom, 10 years.
What was the tipping point in that? How did that happen?
I mean, a million things combined, but it was basically a generation of kids grew up in a...
Old people died off?
Yeah, in a subculture where they knew people who had come out and they weren't threatened by it. It just became part of their life. Just the same way they go to school with kids who had blue hair or different color skin or funny sounding last names, and they didn't flip out about it the way their parents did. And, like I said, I use that as a comparison point because, football is the most trivial of issues next to homosexuality. There's no way. Let us not exaggerate its staying power. It could be, you would be stunned at how quickly it could go away.
Are you ready for some real football? I love the NFL. I wore their shield on my chest.